is a bit mad.
Bro, I could put the leg down if you want,
When
fam.
we left Sussex, I don't want to say it like this, you know.
Bro, business, it does that to you.
Let me not even bother.
Yeah,
You know when that gets me, the one that they do this? The particular tax bracket. When you start bringing your leg down.
Yeah, when you bring it down like this and then they have the leg thing.
The hand.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah, you're right. So they do it like that. Nah, I'm not there yet. I'm not there.
This is where you're the one doing interviews, fam. This is where you're hiring people.
Nah, man just keeps it light with a little leg shake every now and then.
Leg
Like that.
shake, fam.
Yeah, a light leg shake.
But yeah, anyways, so this is the very first episode of What's Wrong with the Mandem.
Yeah.
I'm here. My name's Michael. This is
Nana Jones.
Nana Jones.
Yes.
You want to just tell the people about yourself real quick?
Currently 24. Went to Sussex University.
Jeez.
Study mechanical engineering. Currently work at Trimit. And yeah, I think that's good.
Work at Trimit or you're running Trimit? Yeah.
Work at running Trimit. Okay. Same difference.
Same difference. Okay. So yeah, today's discussion, I want it to be a conversation, not really like an interview kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about what's wrong with the Mandem. That's the name of this whole interview series. I personally feel like there's a lot of things wrong.
Yeah.
Some things are right, but I think that there's a lot of things that's wrong, innit?
Alright, cool.
And I want to get your perspective. If you think something's wrong, maybe you don't. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's where I'm at with it right now.
Alright, cool. So what's wrong with me then?
What's wrong?
Like, how come I got chosen?
What? I think something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Mandem as a whole. Like,
okay, cool.
in general. Like,
Alright.
when I say Mandem, I mean from 30 down.
Okay, from
down
30
to like
down.
13.
Alright, cool.
Like, I consider like 13-year-olds like
As Mandem.
They know what they're doing. To some extent, innit? They know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
from 13 all the way up to 30, what's going on?
Okay, cool. So am I gonna tell you what's wrong with them?
Tell me what you think. Maybe you think nothing's wrong, but
I think maybe let's start from about 22 downwards.
okay. What,
Yeah.
22 down?
Yeah, 22 downwards to 13.
Okay, cool.
Between 13 and 22, or maybe even 18 to 13, the teenagers.
Yeah.
I feel like society's gassed them a bit in terms of where you should be at what age. Even our ages, like we get it as well, innit? I think society's gassed them to kind of feel like they need to be at a certain place in their life in which they don't need to, and they've seen things on TV and the media that's having them like do havoc in yeah, now I've got to use them big words, making them run havoc in like society these days. And for 23 to 25, we're just lost.
Boy,
I think we're lost. We
I
don't
think that's
really know what we're doing.
The worst for me, 21
Yeah.
when you graduate or when you're meant to have graduated to 25, I think that's the most confusing.
Oh yeah, those are your depression ages.
Depression ages.
Yeah, that's fam. You come out of uni, you're thinking, right, like man went in, like uni was depression central. I've come out now, bro. That's not depression. That was you were having a good time with that one.
Times.
That was like light depression. You get me? Light sprinkles of depression. When you come out of uni and you don't have a job, and you are trying to find a job, you know you are qualified, but you just can't seem to secure a job, and you're at home. That's when you really start to deep your life. And then the years go by.
The years go by.
Yeah, the years go by and you're seeing 22, 23, 24. Boy, you know what I'm saying?
And then you start seeing LinkedIn updates from, congratulations, this is so-and-so. Mate, it's real, man. When you go on LinkedIn and you're seeing what everyone's supposedly doing.
You know what I'm saying? And then you'll get the messages from random guys who want you to work at their company as well. But you look at the company history and it's saying that the company's been liquidated. so how are you on LinkedIn?
I've had that. Why is it only those people who want me to work for them? Reaching out.
Like, where's Facebook? Where's Spotify and that? Like, why don't they want me?
Right. I actually applied for something with Spotify, you know, when I graduated. I did not hear from them. Oh
yeah, you see companies like that, they don't even reply back. You know, some companies are like, if you don't reply back in 2 weeks, forget about it.
We're getting that. We have a high demand of applicants.
Yeah. Oh, you see, when you get rejected like that, we have a high demand of applicants, a high caliber. That's the word they use of applicants. So like, man's not high caliber.
You know what I'm trying to say?
It's peak. It's too peak.
You know what hurts me the most? When I apply for somewhere I know that I think I'm better than, and they get back to me like, yeah, due to the high demand. Unfortunately, at this time, you're not the best candidate for this particular role. No,
you see me, I hold grudges against companies. I'll never apply again.
That's true, though.
I'll delete it because
When I was 16, I applied to work at Pizza Hut. They said no. They said no. From that
They said
day,
Domino's.
never again. I don't even eat there. How can you say no? Pizza Hut, you know. This wasn't no big place, nothing. A part-time role. They said no. I was like, nah.
fair enough.
Pizza
Fair
Hut
enough.
moving too prestige for.
Fair enough.
Just like.
So what happened? What Domino's or what? So where do you eat from? Domino's.
Domino's, fam.
Papa
Domino's,
John's.
all them guys that push things through your door, like, you know them.
What Dons?
You know that the
The local pizza
I'll eat
places.
there, but not that.
Cool.
What's going back to that age from 21 to 25, yeah?
Yeah.
And thinking about, I think there's two types of people. There's those who went to uni and they're trying to go down that professional route.
Yeah.
And then there's the creative side, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like both people, the creative side tend to get a lot of like negative attention, but I feel like this professional lot as well, they're in a similar situation in terms of being confused and not knowing what they're doing. So for example, I feel like a lot of people who've graduated, like in my year, that's like it's a year and a bit now since I graduated, yeah. I feel like the roles we're doing are based purely on shit, I need to be doing something. Not necessarily because you want to be doing that. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I was doing that for about 5-6 months after uni, and then I just had to wake up like, this ain't it for me, innit? So what's your take on that? Do you feel like that's something that needs to be looked at?
I personally believe that it's something that just has to be done, because I don't think it's rare to hear that somebody came straight out of uni and landed the job in finance that they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, like, look how many people are in your lectures and that, then times that by how many people in other unis, then across the country with the numbers of job roles and stuff. It's like no one's going to land it straight away. You know what I'm saying? Well, a few people are, but I don't think that's realistic. And these days, like, luckily for us, the way your degree works is not just like, oh, I've got a degree in finance, so I have to work in finance. You can literally work anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I just think it depends on what you're happy with. If you're going to go and work for somebody else or for another company, just be happy with it. You know what I'm saying? And when you work there, always have a time limit of, I'm going here, I've graduated, I'm going to work here for 6 months or for a year, I'm going to make my money. And whilst I'm working there, I'm going to look for... No, people don't do that. People sit around and they wait for their perfect job. Like, whilst you're applying for your perfect job, be applying for other things as well. Whatever comes, take it.
Because what I've realised is that people in my age range who've graduated like a year ago now, we act as if we're in our late 20s. You know what I mean? So they're not as willing to risk, like, leaving a job to go somewhere else. So I feel like that's my issue. Like,
Oh, one of my boys, if he don't like the job, he's quitting, and he will tell me, I'm getting a job next week, and he will go and get a job. You know what I'm saying?
He's rare. Like, how many, for every one of those guys, it's like 1,000 other people who are just waiting for the right opportunity. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? But that's not what you should be doing. You should be taking risk. If you want to start your venture, now is it. You have no dependents. You're probably living at your parents' like house. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're paying rent, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have no heavy bills on you. You know what I'm saying? You don't. And I feel like that's when we start to get into what I was saying about our age group and that we're lost, because we're looking at other people and celebrities thinking that, like, man needs to have that car or this, that, and then you're paying like 3 bills a month on the whip alone, finance. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously he was a bit smart. He got finance, he didn't buy it outright, but cool, 3 bills a month on finance, then you're paying another 150 on insurance, let alone road tax, MOT servicing, all of, like, fam, before you know, that's 6 bills a month. And bear in mind, man hasn't even talked about petrol. And if you're going far to link a ting, you know what I'm saying? You'll be linking things in Birmingham, you live in London. It's peak. It's peak. Like, that's like 7 bills a month on just your whip.
And then by the time the baby's coming now,
fam, nappies and that, I heard is expensive. I don't know, and I'm just a friend told about it. So, like, all of that stuff is peak. I feel like we need to be a bit smarter. You know?
I feel like the way I've started to think about things now, I've changed my whole approach to age in it. So for me, I feel like 30 is the new 20 for me. Like,
you feel like 30 is the new 20?
When I'm 30, basically, when I was 15, I saw 20 as a certain thing in my mind. I should be able to do certain things, I should have certain things. I saw 25 as me.
Like what? Certain things like what?
Okay, 20, I'll be in uni, so let me not lie. But I thought by the time between 20 and 25, I should have stable income. I should be able to start saving towards a house. You know what I'm trying to say?
But that's not impossible, though.
I don't think it's impossible, but I feel like if you're not in that situation, like many people are, it shouldn't be a thing where you're looking at yourself like, bro, like, what happened? You get what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like it should be a case
100%,
where 20 to 25, you're figuring out everything.
Yeah.
25 to 30, you're putting those things into application, and then 30, that's when you're serious about, okay.
But then you see, when you plan your life like that, I think that's totally wrong.
Why you say that?
I think that's totally wrong. See it like this. If I don't expect anything from you, you could never disappoint me.
Yeah.
You feel me? If I don't expect anything from you, there's nothing you can do that can disappoint me. You feel me? So it just goes to like, don't give yourself some mad targets like that and put ages on them, like 25 I want this, 30 I want this. You see me, I live my life year by year.
Year by year.
You know what I'm saying? I write my goals at the beginning of the year. Always try and keep them on.
Isn't that set expectation though? By the end of the year, you expect to have done?
No, these are my goals for the year. If I don't hit them, I'm not coming to kill myself. It's just like, alright, cool, why didn't I hit them? Maybe this happened and this happened, but I set myself realistic goals in the year. You understand? I don't set myself like for 25 or 30. Fam, you don't know
what you're gonna be there.
What could happen? You know what I'm saying? Fam, your breakthrough, especially for creatives, your breakthrough could be tomorrow. The person that said, oh my God, I saw you shoot that video and that was you. Oh my God, like, can you, fam, then before you know, you're working for Nike and that is, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like to plan my life like, oh, by 30 I'm going to be, if you ask me when I'm having children and stuff, I don't know.
To be fair, what I mean by planning ahead is like having certain things. I don't mean knowing exactly what I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to be, but having certain things like settled, like, okay, financially, like at 30, I don't want to have no expectations about what I'm able to provide for myself.
But why don't you try to do that now?
No, I can do that now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying by 30 is the deadline, bro. Like, if you ain't patterned it by then...
No, but what I'm trying to say is not by 30. Why isn't it this year? What's stopping you from being financially stable this year?
What I said before is from 20 to 25, you're going to... Obviously, no one's going to sit around and be like, well, I'm going to wait till... You're going to try and do it now, innit?
Yeah.
But 20 to 25 is when you're figuring out how you're going to do that. Yeah. So you don't necessarily know what career you want to go down. You don't necessarily what you like. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's the time for you to figure it out. Yeah. So I can understand why you wouldn't have it sorted out right then.
Yeah.
Like your brother who's quitting jobs left, right and centre.
Yeah.
Like someone with that mindset can't expect to have money always in their account if you're going to be quitting.
It says who?
If you're quitting your job just because...
No, but it's not, I'm not saying it like he's just quitting his job left, right and centre.
Yeah.
It's a smart decision. Okay, I know I'm going to quit this job, so I'm going to save more. That when I quit, you know what I'm saying? And it's a case of, how should I put this? It's just, I think it's a bit simple, innit? You can be fine, whilst you're figuring out what to do, you can still have a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a field you don't like, but as long as it's manageable, you can still have a job. You know what I'm saying? You could be financially be financially good right now and still not know what you want to do.
Okay, can you have the expectation to know what you want to do by a certain age?
Yeah, I believe that. I think like by a certain age, you should have the expectation. But also, you should look back at like the people that have blown and done madnesses in their lifetimes, like for the Steve Jobs and all of them lot. Fam, them lot started building their companies from some mad ages. Some people start building their companies from like 40. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? From like 50. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like my mum always used to tell me, life starts at 40. And I never used to understand. You know what I'm saying? Because fam, like before you've gotten all your childish things out of you, you're partying and everything, and then you get to the point where, all right, cool, like what do I want to do? I have a family, I want to support them, I want to make these moves. Fam, you're pushing 40. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly do believe that, but I'm not saying that I want to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to have my life patterned by 35. And by patterned, I'm talking about I'm getting residual income whereby I don't need to, if I say I'm not going to work, like, if I say I'm quitting whatever job I have, my residual income will keep my whole family afloat, keep my leisure activities afloat and everything like that. Okay. You get me? That's what I want, but if I don't hit it,
no, you're not bothered about it.
If I hit it earlier.
So let's go back, because obviously recently there's this whole 10-year challenge thing.
Yeah.
I think I saw yours was alright.
No, mine was calm.
Some of them challenges, fam, it was challenging to look at them, fam. The transformation was mad. Some people look different.
Yeah.
But obviously just stick that kind of concept. Going back 10 years ago now, 2009.
Yeah.
Do you remember what kind of mindset you was in as towards like
2009? I don't even know I don't know where I was in 2009.
2009.
Where was I?
I was in year 9.
Is it like, yeah?
Because
So I'd probably in like year 10. Oh, like year 10, I didn't know what I was gonna do.
So if I went to year 10 self and said, by the time you're 24,
I would have no clue.
you didn't even know what you wanted to do at all.
Year 10, I probably wanted to be a table tennis champion. I don't even know. Like year 10, I've got no clue. Like I remember where I was, that my mindset and stuff, in terms of like, do you know, I didn't know. But that's the point that I'm trying to say. Like, you don't need to know what you're going to be doing, and like life happens. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you're an opportunist, you know what I'm saying, you'll find yourself in a good spot. Because at 10 years ago, I had no clue. Maybe 5 years ago, I was thinking, I was gonna become a wavy engineer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And but even that.
Are you in a space you thought you would be when you left uni? Well, not when you left uni, when you got into uni. So we're both in Sussex, innit? When you got to Sussex, were you thinking, I'm going to go straight, because you studied mechanical engineering, were you thinking I'm going to go straight into that after uni? Yeah,
I thought straight away, I'm going to come in, I'm going to get a sick grade, and I'm going to go straight into it. I'm going to make bare money, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to travel to different countries and work in different projects.
What changed? What happened?
A life.
When did you realise that this ain't it? Like?
The first week of studying it. Man studied the first week, but I was there struggling, like the lecture's talking and my hand is shaking. I'm sitting at the back, man's got no friends in there. I'm thinking, raw, like, is this like what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life?
That's the educational side though, I'm talking about career-wise. From that alone, you decided you weren't
from the education alone and seeing what, like, I wasn't passionate about it no more. Like when I got into it and I saw what engineering would really be about, I just wasn't passionate about it no more. There was a part of it which was CAD, like I proper love like drawing stuff on the computers and you know what I'm saying, so that's what I made my dissertation about. And if anything, even now, because I still have those skills, I could see myself doing that in the future. And like doing CAD, and if my friend needs me to design this for them or design, I could do that in CAD, that's calm. But I don't see myself taking it up as a career. And after like the first month, 2 months, like realistically, first 2 months, 3 months, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. But I stuck to it just because, like, one thing I have here is determination and hard work. That's what I always say, you know what I'm saying? So people are, oh my God, like, you got this grade and you got this grade, you're so smart, blah, blah. Fam, I'm not smart, bruv. Like, I struggle from early, but I'm just determined and I'm a hard worker. That's why I can do it. So when you lot are doing like 3 hours, 4 hours of work, and then you go home and say, oh yeah, that's enough. I'm racking in 10 hours, 12 hours to try and catch up to the guys that have it naturally, because I don't have like the smarts naturally. Some people have it, you know what I'm saying? They look at, I know one guy back in school, he comes to like 1 lecture a week. But when he comes there, when he comes there, the lecturer will be talking and he's like, he'll start even correcting the lecturer. He's like, do you read this in your spare time? I know he don't read it in his spare time, he smokes too much. You know what I'm saying? So like some people have it and some people don't, you know what I'm saying? But that's why they always say hard work beats talent, because he never graduated.
He never graduated?
Yeah.
No, shit.
You feel me? So
okay, so you knew about a week in, or at least 3 months in, that you weren't going to become a mechanical.
Yeah, I knew I was going to do it.
In your mind, obviously you're a determined individual, but outside of academics now, what are you thinking going forward? Like, what's your mindset?
My mindset is, so obviously Trimit came about in like my third year of uni, my last year of uni. But before that, I even started thinking about ways that I would go, like businesses that I could make, you know what I'm saying, working for myself. And I never had no luck like applying for jobs and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm terrible at it, fam. I can't secure a job and I don't know why.
Your sick grades, like.
You know what I'm saying? Fam, that's when I clocked like the grades don't. So even when people are gassing me up about the grades, I got to a point where it started getting me angry, because it's like, my friends would be like, fam, Nana, you're so sick, like you're so smart, you got good grades, this is that. Then I'll say to them, so why can't I get a job then, fam? Like, what's wrong with, like, that's actually what I used to ask them. I'd be like, so what's wrong with me? Why can't I get a job? You know what I'm saying? But that's another conversation with like barriers in place and things that I've found out, you know what I'm saying, over the years, innit? Like that's another conversation. But just going back, I just thought to myself, I'm gonna get into business. like I'm gonna get into business. So that's even how like I even fell into the laps of Trim It, where I went to do like the business competition at Startup Sussex, and then I went with my own idea, you know what I'm saying, to do with like helping students on campus with an app and having like a internal like Google Maps of the library and stuff like 3D things. So imagine I go to the library and then I put something like, I'm looking for this book, you know what I'm saying? Then I look at my phone and it will bring up like a 3D image of the library, and you just follow it,
and it points you to where to go.
To where the book is, and it will show you what shelf, it will highlight what shelf, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So stuff like that, and then just helping like people get around campus easier and stuff like that. So obviously my idea went out, and that's when I came across Trim It, you know. So it was like, for me, things just fell into place, the opportunity arose, and I didn't shy away from it, you know. So yeah.
What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't with Trim It at this moment then?
Oh boy, I don't know. Probably on the roads. Probably on the roads. I don't know. Like I couldn't. Like that's the funniest thing. I can't see my life without Trim It at this point. But I honestly do believe that I wouldn't have gone into engineering. If I did, I would have hated it, and I'll probably be building a business from scratch, from somewhere. You know, something, because I can't do it, and I commend the people that can do it, and you know what I'm saying, and like not even to sound selfish or to sound mad or something, but like I don't like to work for like a big company and it's like you're just a number.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, and that's just the system, and I think that's where the system has failed us. But at the end of the day, you can't change the game unless you start playing it and understanding it.
So I want to ask you a question about the diaspora, yeah? Mm-hmm. So like people who basically your first generation or second generation from whether it's Africa, Caribbean, etc. Yeah? And I was having a conversation with someone about this, and I was basically saying to them that I don't see the point in coming all the way from wherever we've come from. You know? So for me, Nigeria, for you, Ghana, coming here and then just basically getting a job you could have got back home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, if you're gonna come here, it's already a risk in it, so you might as well risk it all the way.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that?
I think that's a mad. I think that's like wrong with you, innit? Because that's mad. I think you gotta limit your risk sometimes, fam. It's a big risk coming here. Like, let's talk about first generation, innit? Yeah. Because second generation, I think that's when you should be risking it. Yeah. You get me?
Wait, so you mean when I say second generation?
You're talking about like us. Yeah. I think second generation.
That's what I mean. So I don't mean the parents. No, not the parents.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean us. Yeah. So the parents have done the first. They've taken a risk by leaving and coming here and settling down. They took mad L's. You know what I'm saying? So the kids is what I'm talking about. I don't see why your kids or us should just basically settle for something average. You know what I'm trying to say? So what I mean by that is the big companies or they can go there and work there, but I feel like our aspirations should be bigger than just working for like a big company. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I think so too. I think especially for second generation, you should definitely risk it. Like, your parents have done the big risk. They've travelled across seas, you know what I'm saying, to bring you here. Like, up till now, I don't even understand how our parents have done it. Because coming here, then your visa, then trying to get like the papers, and you know what I'm saying, then finding a good job, supporting families. And you know, Africans, they don't just have one kid, fam. You know what I'm saying? There's like 3 of you, you know what I'm saying, minimum. And then I still don't understand how they've done it. So they deserve bare accolades. You know what I'm saying? So for you now, just like, obviously Africans are a bit narrow-minded when it comes to job. Be a doctor, you know what I'm saying, all of that. Cool, fair enough. They want you to do that because in their mind, they think if he does this, he's going to get money, he's going to be good to look after us. Like, we've tried to look after them, and that's fair enough, innit? But I think you need to move away from that, and you literally need to risk it all. You need to do what you like. Okay, cool. Let's say a doctor earns like 60, 70K. You know what I'm saying? If you run your own business, you can be earning way more than that. You know what I'm saying? At least that. You know what I'm trying to say? You say, or at least that, in your happiness. You feel me? As opposed to being mad stress. Because I hear like doctors do mad hours and stuff.
Yeah, they do mad hours.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and there's nothing wrong with being a doctor, balance.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be a doctor, or you're just doing it because you want to make money,
or your parents said it, I think that's dead. You're not going to last long.
You're not going to last long. The other thing I was going to talk about is similar to this one. It just escaped my mind. But okay, it's about building industries, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a nice thought to think that we can just assimilate into society as being a diaspora, like coming from abroad, growing up here, going to university. But I don't feel like certain industries are as open to having us in them as they would like us to think.
100%.
We'd like to think. And I feel like it's our responsibility now. I know it's hard, etc., but I feel like we should invest in building our own industry. So what you guys are doing with Trim It, I like the fact that it's not just one barbershop. It's basically, it's a whole different idea that can potentially become its own industry.
Yeah.
It's coming from one industry, but it's basically becoming its own.
Yeah.
What do you think about that idea of us basically starting the small seeds to build and grow industries like going forward?
I feel like it's happening already around us. You know what I'm saying? From the moment that, for some reason, like in this like new upcoming generation, everyone wants to own their own business. Everyone wants to work for themselves, and I think it's amazing. And I feel like we don't even need to. It's not even something like that we need a big push for, because people are already coming to the light and seeing it for themselves. Okay. So naturally, you're gonna start creating them industries yourself. Imagine if Trim It create an industry whereby it's just like when you start talking about hair, you talk about Trim It. Imagine being a black male from whatever background and applying for Trim It. Nowhere in your mind are you thinking, like there's a possibility that my race will play a card. Like it's you true. Understand, like that is the lead. You're gonna be thinking about, am I good enough for this job? And you know what I'm saying, the things you should be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? I feel like naturally stuff like that is happening like all around us, and even in the creative industry, whereby these days it's like if I'm applying for a job at like Nike for like the big sports brands, it's like because I'm black, I'm not gonna feel like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna get this job, because Nike has shown so much like inclusiveness, inclusivity, whatever.
I feel like sports brands and music are always gonna be a bit more progressive.
You know what I'm saying? So and so just in terms of like the creative side of stuff, I feel like they're pushing hard, you know what I'm saying, and they're seeing like the creativity and like the different cultures. But I also want you to know that I sometimes feel like it's a gimmick as well that they use, because they know that like black people are like profitable as well. So I will support that sports brand that's black owned or whatever, but I don't want it to be a case where we're just supporting them because they're black owned. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the initial stages, yes, but it gets to a point in time where they need to be delivering the service. Yeah. They need to be delivering like quality and stuff like that. So I'm not just going to support anything just because it's black. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to support it because it's black and they're doing a good thing and they're working hard. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no point of me, let's say somebody comes up with some designer trainers that are, the black guy does it. You know what I'm saying? I love designer trainers, so cool. I go and buy it, then 2 days, fam, is ripping off. I'll be fuming. You know what I'm saying?
So the quality has to be there. And I don't think anybody wants, I don't think people are even of the mindset of, as long as it's black, I'm just going to get it. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of the time we're overcompensating for that, and we're like even harder on ourselves for the quality. You know what I'm trying to say? Maybe you can even attest to that, like you guys experience being a black owned business, or business predominantly run by people of minority, minority. I feel like people are going to be harder on you for your service.
To
from
be
the
honest,
whole community, I don't feel like from the outside. I feel like within ourselves.
I think from our own, I don't know, Trim It is a bit weird. From our own community, I feel like we get a lot of, we actually get a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? Even when we make like certain mistakes and stuff, people allow us, should I say, sometimes. But I know that like that's kind of fading away as we move away. Like we're going to be a startup for a while, innit? But I feel like we're going to move away from that point, especially in our mindset, because our mindset has never been because we're a startup, allow us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If we mess up, we admit that we mess up and we try and make up for it. But we do get the people here and there that allow us, and I'm just like, thank you, man. Like, bro, like, please, we're a startup. You know what I'm saying? We're learning. You know what I'm saying? Because we've never done this before. We don't have that generational knowledge and stuff that's passed down. You know what I'm saying? We're learning as we go. Okay,
perfect. So just to round up now, I want to ask you a quick question about basically leaving university and helping to run a business. Like, what advice would you give to someone who's in that situation?
I think there'll be two routes. So you're either going for the creative side or the side where I want to build my own business, or there's a side where you want to go into the conventional route of getting a job, working for a company, working your way up the company, etc. So first of all, if you want to build your own job, build your own company, I just want you to know that having a startup is not glamorous. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that Darren, the CEO of Trimit, told me, or he tweeted it a long time ago, and it's actually stuck by me. Startups aren't glamorous. Like, the work that we've had to do, the situations we've been broke, like we've been hungry, you know what I'm saying, all to make the dream come true. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's a story for another time. But just to let you know, there's gonna be a lot of hard work, and it's not gonna be easy. You know, so if you're listening to this and you're thinking about it, don't think, yeah, it's gonna be calm, I'm gonna start my business, then this and this. Like, things are not gonna fall into place just like that.
Yeah.
You might be lucky, things might fall into place like that, but that's like one guy out of how many people that's gonna happen.
Literally, yeah.
And as I always said, and as I said before, it's about determination. As long as you're determined and you work hard, I believe that you can achieve anything. And with the people that are going the conventional route, I honestly think you need to always be employment. Never
Conventional, that's to basically climb the corporate ladder, you mean?
climb the corporate ladder, apply for a job, you know what I'm saying, get promotions until you're at the top, if you can even get to the top, you know what I'm saying, because obviously there's a bit where the CEO is not going to change or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think you should always be in employment. Even if you have a startup, I still believe you should be in employment, just to fund your startup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has that sick idea that lands some investment straight away, you know. And even if you do get investment straight away, fam, you should be putting that straight into the company, you know. So I do believe that you need a part-time job for both. And if you're going through the conventional route, stay in a full-time job. Get used to waking up at 9 a.m. and finishing that. Make that a habit, a routine for you, so that when you get there, it's not now that you're struggling and you're performing badly because you're not used to the routine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my advice.
So to add on to what you're saying, you said how obviously Darren tweeted how it's not glamorous to be in the startup business.
Yeah.
Or start up your own company. So can you give me a time where you like, that tweet is spot on?
So so basically, when we started building our idea, we were basically homeless in Brighton, and then we were like staying at Junior's and Jason's house. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So these are people that we went uni with and we met. So we stayed in accommodation at uni. So obviously it gets to the point in time where it's time because it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? We're coaching over at someone else's house, and there'll be a time where, like, before there was a room available, we'll be sleeping together on the sofa. We'll have one agege bread for like 3 days. You know what I'm saying? We'll be eating it like it's mad. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that like later on. Darren has his own podcast coming out. That's it's gonna be sick, and we're gonna talk about like all those experiences. So I don't want to say too much about it, but yeah, no, it's hard.
On the business side now, because that's like the business,
the personal side.
The personal side. What's been a serious challenge for you, though?
I just think I would say it's people bullshitting and people loving the company as much as you are, because like one thing that I've learned is nobody's gonna love the company as much as you love it. You know what I'm saying? So when you're getting people to work for you, you always have to bear that in mind. You know, and so obviously there's been some difficulties there, and then people joining, having to let people go. And like, cause it's a startup, like you actually build relationships with these people, but you always have to remember that at the end of the day, you're building this so that you can one day use this to support your families and stuff and make your dreams come true.
What do you do in that situation where you're obviously, this is your baby, innit? And you're seeing it grow, and you're obviously, as you're growing, you're including people, and you're expecting them to have the same mentality, like you're saying, like, of wanting this thing to basically do well, and they're not.
But that's the thing, you can't expect them to have the same mentality.
So what did you do when you? I'm assuming you did it at a point, like, did you learn?
Yeah, obviously.
But how did you handle that, like?
Oh no, like you learn the hard way, fam. When they're not putting in that effort, you know what I'm saying. When they're not putting in that effort, you learn the hard way, and then you have to adjust your mindset. And when you do adjust your mindset, you actually begin to see things a lot clearer. Like, all right, cool. I can't actually expect this person to do this because, you know what I'm saying. Just because I would stay up till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. working on Trimit in the night, then wake up in the morning to be here, to continue working onto it, go home, still work on it. You know what I'm saying? My friends are telling me, oh, yo, this Saturday we're going out. Like, gee, it's tight. You know what I'm saying? I've got to be here to do this, or, you know what I'm saying? I can't expect somebody else to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to that point that when you start learning, you become better at managing people because you know what
What to expect from them.
What to expect to them, and not what to expect from them. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's hard. And then also the part of letting people go as well is when you have like certain job roles, it's easy. It becomes easy, even though you build a relationship with them.
Letting them go becomes easy.
Oh yeah, because business is business. No, like honestly, like business is business. So we could be cool or bantering and that, but if you're not fulfilling what the reason why I gave you to the job or stuff, like you go like, fam, if I'm not fulfilling what I'm supposed to do, and Darren tells me like, yo, bro, we're gonna have to let you go. Like, how can I be angry? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting paid to do this.
Did that make you careful to who you even decided to work with in the first place?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You knew it was gonna be hard for you to let them go. Was that a bit?
Then maybe, but now I can let anyone go. I can let anyone go.
Anyone
you know
can
what I'm saying? Yeah, anyone can get it, because at the end of the day, you're getting paid. Like before, back in the day, it was a bit harder because you're working for free. Incentives are hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool, yeah, like we can give you a part of the company, or you can work in hopes that you'll once be getting paid by us, like in the future be getting paid by us. So there is a bit harder, the lines are blurred, friendship comes into it. But now it's way easier. I'm paying you a salary to provide this service or to do a certain job, and if you're not doing it, you know you're not doing it. Like that, yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard.
Alright, well, I think that's it, you know.
Yeah.
That's the first episode of What's Wrong with the Mandem. It's been nice, Nana.
Nice.
Mr. Jones,
you messed up my handshake, right?
You're gonna have to chop that.
Cool. So, bro, I want to ask you a question.
Alright.
So, from listening to this, what would you say is wrong with the Mandem?
That's a very good question, you know. You know what? He should just take over. What I would say is wrong with the Mandem, I think we kind of touched on a few key points. So expectation, expecting certain things to be in place, or just for you to achieve certain things. So expectation on yourself, thinking that you should have done certain things by a certain age, and expectations that are not realistic. Yeah. So for example, expecting people to put in the work for you, just as much as you're going to put in the work for your own company. What else have I learned? Just the fact that as you're going through life, things are going to change. You went into uni thinking you're going to just come on.
100%. Even before I went into uni, engineering wasn't on my mind. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? So before I went to college, I didn't know what I was going to do. In college, I didn't know what I was going to do. You know, I thought I was probably. In college, I thought I was going to become an architect.
Okay.
I thought I was going to become an architect in college, and then I quit. I quit art because the lady gave me 79%. I was like, I'm an A student. How are you giving me a 79? That's a B. You know what I'm saying? So I quit it out of spite for her, which is so dumb because
it's affecting you.
It's affected me. But then that pushed me to like maths, physics, economics, which pushed me to the engineering route, if that makes sense. So yeah, like, life changes all the time.
Literally.
All the time. So when you make like mad expectations for yourself, by 30, I need a house and a car and stuff, like even in this economic climate, it's not even feasible to have a house even by 25 or 30 because the savings you have to do, they tell you 5% deposit, you'll go to your advisor, he'll tell you actually no, you need to come back with 20%. You know what I'm saying? That's like 30, 40k. Like where do you have the time to even save up that 30, 40k? You know? But that's about it.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, fam. I'm not going to go for the click. I'm just going to go for the conventional shake. It's been nice having you, fam. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, man.
All right. Let's try again. You know the click. I just give up on the clicks now. You know how normally you're meant to click with the person. I just click after, fam. We don't need to know if we did it at the same time.
Right? No, you can do it still. I'm sure we did it. Did you not do it?
To click together.
Don't worry, it's because we're both not Ghanaians. If we're both Ghanaians, it would have worked.
You know, if it was a Nigerian guy, that would have been so smooth, fam.
Nah, you're lying. Nigerians, that's not even a Nigerian thing.
What?
That's a Ghanaian thing.
So I'm about Ghanaians, so I can't even argue, fam. That's a Nigerian thing.
That's a Ghanaian thing, man. The clicking thing.
You don't click with sass, we click as men, fam. You're trying to say, what's all this? What's this about, fam?
In the dirt, say it again, man, and that's a reverse. Never rehearse, jumping in first. Call up the nurse, put the beat in the hearse. This is absurd, change to berserk. Don't get on the